President Biden's vaccine mandate could have a devastating effect on the border crisis. According to an internal report from Customs and Border Protection, 48% of agents have not responded to the vaccine reporting mandate. If all of those agents have not gotten their COVID shot, the agency will be forced to let 59% of those people on patrol go.
What does this mandate and these protocols add to this dire situation that we are already seeing at the border?
Well, I think what the information shows you is that about 50% of Border Patrol agents have either not responded to a call for information regarding a vaccine or have not received the vaccine. So if you play this out under the vaccine mandate that the Biden administration has imposed on federal workforce and federal law enforcement, sometime in January, you could see up to half of Border Patrol's law enforcement officers being dismissed. I think that's the worst case scenario. I hope it doesn't come to that. But that's concerning, right? When we're in the middle of a pandemic, these are the same officers that have been on the line, so to speak, protecting the border from day one of COVID. They've been the heroes. They've been keeping American communities safe. And then now what we're telling them is if you don't get this, we're going to perhaps remove you from office. And I know a large percentage of them have applied for on grounds of a waiver on the grounds of religious or medical concerns. And so that needs to be adjudicated. But again, at the end of the day, these are questions between individual Border Patrol agents and their medical provider, and it shouldn't be up to the government to tell them how they should be administering medications into their body. I think that's really important. And I think it sets a bad and dangerous precedent, particularly in the middle of the worst border crisis that we have seen in our country's history.
Yes, absolutely. And also it just kind of makes me think, do you know of any Border Patrol agents who might have gotten COVID-19 and therefore have,
Right.
Natural immunity because of it and aren't getting vaccinated because of that? Like, what are the people on the ground saying about this mandate?
Well, we certainly saw that. We saw a number of Border Patrol agents come down with COVID at the beginning. The vast majority of them did recover from it. So you're absolutely right. They could have now chosen not to get the vaccine because they have natural immunity. And so I think there's a whole host of reasons of why individuals may not want to get the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this idea that you're going to mandate it is again that heavy hand of government that again the majority of Americans don't agree with at the end of the day. So whether you're talking about Border Patrol officials or you're talking about other law enforcement officers around the country policing our communities or even at the federal and state level, I think it's very dangerous. We're in a dangerous world and we have dangerous communities out there. And to simply be dismissing law enforcement officers and other public safety officers is certainly not the right approach.
Well, and also too, they're mandating these vaccines or testing protocols for the Border Patrol agents, yet all of these migrants that are coming across the border either aren't vaccinated or are testing positive. Like I have coworkers who have gone to the border and have encountered migrants who are either COVID positive or they get tested and they find out that they're COVID positive. So it just seems ironic to me that you would, force people to get vaccinated who are actually trying to protect the border.
Well, it's a great point. Again, they're in the midst, the Border Patrol officers are in the midst of a crisis that's been going on now for 9 months. And every day they apprehend thousands of illegal aliens coming across that border. And to your point, none of them are tested. You're only tested if you're showing visible signs of COVID-19. So they don't require being vaccinated, they don't require a test, and they don't require any type of quarantine. Instead, we are putting these individuals on buses and moving them to American communities all across the country. And we know that a percentage of them are sick at the end of the day, but we don't, there's no way for us to know that if we're not testing them and we're not requiring a vaccine. So we require it of our own citizens, of our own law enforcement, but we continue to let those that are illegally coming into the country to not only come into the country illegally and stay here, but to basically, get away from the vaccine mandate that we see on other parts of our society and the economy. And it's a very hypocritical policy. I think the Biden administration knows that, but they continue to double down on it.